I don't know how much of adjustment. You can certainly play with anybody, but just when you take a guy like Chris, and you have to make adjustments as a guy who's been vocal about the details that Chris plays. How do you make those types of adjustments, and then maybe as a group back then?
It just usually comes down to communication. Anytime you switch up partners or pairs or lines, communicating before the game, and we've spent enough time together in our whole decor, knowing how each other play, and you certainly get mixed and matched throughout a game too. So very confident in playing with anyone, honestly, in our decor.
How did you feel with Carlo at practice, and how do you feel like you guys will complement each other?
Yeah, good. Brando I've known his game a long time of just playing against each other in this division for over the many years, and he's just super steady, great stick, physical, complement each other well in that sense of being responsible defensively and trying to keep the puck out of our net.
Just how big of a loss is Chris?
Yeah, it's huge for sure. He's a leader on this team in more ways than one, and just not only with how he plays and his voice in the room, and been around the game a long time, and obviously we all know how hard Chris plays. So it's up to us, the rest of us collectively, to bring that attitude to the rink tonight and shift after shift, just like Tanny does.
What do you think is key to getting the game back on track after a couple of performances?
Yeah, just hop right back on the horse. It's game 8 here. Still building our identity, still building our game. Just want to see a consistent 60-minute approach, frankly, is the main objective and focus about tonight.
Are you surprised how long it's taking to get the full 60 minutes?
Not necessarily. I think you're always going to have your ups and downs throughout the course of a year, whether it's early in the year, whether it's the middle of the year, late in the year. Like I said, we're focused on here on game 8 and having a good start, and then go from there.
How have you felt about your game?
Similar to the team game, I think. Ups and downs a little bit. I've liked my defensive game for the most part. Not so much last game, but like I said, it's a new night tonight, and looking forward to playing my old team.
What stands out about these guys now, the Sabres?
Yeah, they're super skilled offensively. They got a ton of odd man rushes, and something that we've haven't been great at. So it's something that we need to be detailed with us defensemen, whether it's pinching on walls and our forwards reloading and just staying above and trying to get numbers back to counter their offense and their pressure and their skating ability, and one playing their end.
It's been a while, but what's it like for you when you come back here? What sort of feelings or emotions come up when you walk in this building?
Not as much as maybe the first couple of games. I saw a couple of the staff members that I still in touch with, and great people over there. So it's always fun to see them, and they knew me when I was 20 years old. So time flies, and it's good to catch up. And it's funny, some of them, I got 3 kids now. So it's good to see old faces, and it'll be nice to get 2 points out of here tonight.
So when you look up front, I'm just curious, Matthews and Nylander, what do you like about how that might turn out for you guys tonight?
Yeah. I think once again, talking about our decor, all of us kind of mixing and matching. Austin and Willie have played plenty of over the years together too, whether it's for a couple shifts throughout a game or being on each other's line. So it's no different there. It's different look for us. Yeah.
What impact do you think this line shakeup is going to have?
I think it's pretty good. Find some new chemistry, get some new juice, try to get things going in the offensive zone, and score some more goals.
Why do you think things maybe didn't click as consistently early for you in Austin this season?
Honestly, I think we were fine. I think we need more. I think we're just trying to find some new chemistry, find some new guys to get along with each other. I think we're all are going to play with each other throughout this season. So just to get comfortable and familiar with each other's game, and I'm excited to play with Johnny and Shelly. I think they're great players, so it's going to be a fun night.
What is it like playing with John, and the tendencies as you pick up playing with either Austin or him? What have you noticed about your team?
Yeah, I think they both obviously are incredible players and can do a lot. I think Johnny's incredible on the face-off dot. I think he wins puck battles, gets to the net, plays hard, can score goals. So he's an all-around player, and we're pretty fortunate to have him here on this team. So, with Shelly, I think he makes a lot of plays and can pass the puck really well, and find those lanes. So, it's a good line.
I'm sure you can be a sponge with either Austin or John. But what are maybe some of the conversations you have with a player like John ahead of playing? What's that dialogue like? What he tries to tell you how he's playing, or maybe what he expects from you?
Yeah, I think playing with him, you can just be a student of the game. You can learn a lot, and he's got a ton of experience, and obviously knows players around this league pretty well. So I think he can tell you a lot of good things, a lot of things to help your game. I think he's very vocal on the bench and on the ice, and just putting you in the right spots, and making sure you know your role and know your duties off a face-off or in the D zone and stuff like that. So yeah, he's remarkable in that sense.
Moving away from 500, now that you're playing with him 5-on-5 man on the power play, like what would it be like to be involved in a milestone goal?
Yeah, it'd be sweet. I feel like we're always talking about a milestone goal here. I think there's a lot of players that have done that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. That's astonishing achievement. So hopefully we can get them there, tonight or here in the near future. But yeah, it'll be pretty special.
What has stood out most to you about the way Josh Stone has started the season?
He's done incredible. I'm not surprised. I'm a fan of his game ever since I was a kid. I think he's a really smart player. I think he plays similar to his dad. I think he's got a strong shot, very smart, plays physical, plays hard. So I thought this was a good spot for him. He got a little great opportunity. Get a good shot on the power play as well. So he's been doing well, and I'm happy for him.
What's it like going head to head with them? What do you think it'll feel like?
Yeah, I think we've only done it, I want to say once so far. So this is, it's pretty new and fresh, and I like it. I like that we're going to be able to do this throughout our career and just kind of, have each other's number and kind of remember these moments.
Outside of the line shuffle and everything, what do you think is key to kind of, as a group, getting your game back on track?
I think just playing a full 60 minutes. I think there's some periods that, we didn't do our best to, play defensively or just create enough offense. And so I think just playing every period the same, playing full 60 minutes, I think is going to be really important for us. And yeah, I think that's the big one.
Did you and Josh share any moments in that game in Utah last year, like kind of look at each other and kind of nod, or anything you remember about that?
Honestly, I think I remember he took a penalty and we scored on the power play, and I remember looking at the box, he came out with his head down, so that was all I remember.
How much do you stay in touch throughout the season?
Quite a bit, with all the guys that I've kind of played with. I try to text every now and then. Obviously, it's a busy schedule, and we play almost every other night, and we never really get an opportunity to kind of say hi like this. But this was really nice. I got to go to dinner with him yesterday and just chat with him, so it was really good.
What are you expecting from the building tonight? Usually there's like a lot of, obviously, Toronto fans, but with
Yeah.
the World Series starting, are you curious to kind of see what the building's going to be like tonight?
I think it'll be juiced. I think there's always a ton of fans here for us, so I think it's a cool atmosphere. I think when we come here, and I think the World Series obviously is going to bring a lot of attention, but I'm excited to watch that too.
What is going to be the biggest adjustment without Canada?
Yeah, he's obviously a very steady defenseman back there. Makes a lot of simple and hard plays. Great killer, good leader on the back end. So yeah, it's going to be a big hole to fill. But I think Myers is going to do a good job of that. I think he plays a very similar role in being a good shutdown defenseman, being bigger, stronger, and playing the body a lot. So I think we're confident in his game that he's going to step in and fill that void.
Kind of what's your mindset drawn in here tonight?
You just play. You don't change your mindset. You don't change your your process or your preparation, regardless of what the circumstance is. Just a game. Try to help the team win.
Where is the balance, I guess, between wanting to get in, managing expectations, emotions, and maybe not trying to do too much, but yet being impactful?
Yeah, again, I think it's just trusting your process. I think when you look at it, it's like you go through so much in your career that you just play your game and let it happen.
What does it allow you to be so patient, like to be able to go up and down and pitch it when needed?
Again, I think it just relies on your work. It's your work in the off season through training camp, and just relying on that. You just rely on that. You stay confident. You just wait for a chance.
What's it like to get the chance a little earlier this season after facing adversity early last year?
Yeah, it's definitely a different start in a good way. Yeah. But you want that. You want to play. You want to be impactful. I think you can impact the game in a million ways, but certainly on the ice is an important one. So to get in early is good. You want to play. You want to be a part. And you want to impact.
What was it like at practice yesterday, skating beside Oliver there?
It's good. A little bit of throwback. early in my career being in Arizona with him being our captain and different stuff like that. It's fun. He's a good player. He's easy to play with. Smooth, and he talks a lot, so it's easy.
How is he different now, all these years later, if at all?
He's the same guy. Yeah, he stayed true to his roots, and his career's kind of spoken for that.
You've certainly been here before, but I wonder if there's anyone you lean on, or is this just kind of muscle memory for you? Is this just you don't think you just?
Yeah, I think it's so easy to overthink situation or your role or the game just night to night. I think when you take a step back, like, it's just hockey. It's what you've always done, and again, like your work, your process. If you believe all of that's right, the rest takes care of itself. So I've certainly relied on that. It gives you a lot of confidence in any kind of situation that again, you can be impactful. And so that's how I rely on that. It grows a lot of confidence through that.
From a defenseman's perspective, just what would be the challenge of facing Matthews and Nylander on the same line?
Well, certainly you got a shot and a guy that can get pucks to a guy that can shoot. There's no one way to answer that. I mean, they're so versatile in so many ways. Having been on the other side of that before, like you watch a lot of clips of that too, but guys that are that talented, it doesn't matter how much you watch, they can create more. They can shoot the puck better. So, they're two talented guys. It's certainly fun to be with them, and then hopefully be able to get pucks up to them as defensemen to let them do their thing.
What's it like playing in this building for a Leaf Sabres game?
Well, it's great. It's like a home game, right? A lot of Leafs fans. With the proximity and the following, and it's just fun. But it's that way everywhere, though. Like, the Leafs fans show up, and it's so fun to be a Leaf, and for all those reasons.
Are you a baseball guy at all?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in St. Louis, the Cardinals had some pretty good teams for quite a while. So yeah, and then what the Jays are doing right now is so fun. It's so fun to be in Toronto for that, and certainly pulling for them as they get going.
What's your mindset coming in tonight?
Yeah, just play hard, play simple, play to our identity, and pretty much sums it up right there.
How are you feeling? Like, where do you feel you're at?
Yeah, I feel good. Been working hard in practice, trying to stay ready as best I can, and I've been taking it day by day and trying to bring my best effort to the rink every day, and just been going from there. And I'm excited and I'm ready to go.
How difficult is it to stay sharp though when you're not getting game action?
Yeah, I mean, you got to try and find that balance between working hard and at the same time staying ready and not doing too much, because if something happens, you got to be ready to go, right? So it's I kind of figured out what works for me last year, and been sticking to the same routine this year, and go from there.
What's it like? You played in this building before at the Leafs. Like, how would you describe what the atmosphere is like? What that does for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It kind of feels like a home game. I mean, especially last year when we were here. I don't know how it's gonna be tonight, but the atmosphere is great and can't complain.
Can you give us a defenseman's perspective on Matthews and Nylander together? How that could work? How that could be a kind of a tough thing for the opponent?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely two very exciting players to watch. Two of the best forwards in the league, and I'm excited to see what they got tonight.
Morgan's status for tonight?
He's out tonight.
Yeah. Possible to play tomorrow?
Yeah, possible. We'll see how he does today. But
Mermis then?
yeah, Mermis is in.
What's the key to kind of handling a couple of key losses on defense? One is tough.
Well, we all got to help out, right? I mean, simplify your game, and Buffalo's a good offensive team. They're a good rush team, so they got a lot of skill. But we're going to need, guys are going to have to help out, 5-man units, and simplify the game.
What are you going to be looking for from Matthews and Nylander to let you know that this is working?
Well, I mean, I've seen them before. Like, I've used them quite a bit together this year, and they've had some good shifts and some good stuff. I mean, it's two skilled guys that, they know each other well. They know their game and how they play. So, I don't know how I'm going to know. I'm just, they do their thing, right? They're good players, and Bobby McMahon is playing well right now. I've liked Bobby throughout the season so far. He's skating well. He's on pucks, physical. So I just really like his speed on that line. So, I think they'll be fine.
Does the same approach kind of fit with Knies and JT, or is there something more specific there that you want to see?
territorial game with that line for me. That's what it's all about. I think with, JT's a guy that really, when you get a territorial game in the offensive zone with him, that's where he does his work, right? He's so heavy on pucks and strong, and he makes little subtle plays and, scores goals around the net area and inside that slot area. So I think, with Knies, get in there and help out, forecheck and be strong on pucks. And Maccelli, his game's getting better in my opinion. He's starting to see the ice better and making some plays. So, that's what I'm looking for with that line.
What did you like in Phil Myers' game last year that kind of earned him that
I
next
think
man up
he,
spot?
he's done a good job of that coming in for us in different situations last year throughout the season. He's an aggressive guy. He's a big guy. Gets there with his skating, long reach. He's physical, block shots. He's simple with the puck. It's in and out, right? That's his game.
Is Robertson out?
Robertson will be out tonight.
So I know you mentioned that he really popped in camp. How
Yeah.
would you assess his first 7 games?
Well, I think missed opportunities. He's had some chance to score and just hasn't, he missed the shot, missed the net, If it's something, I made a decision just to take him out tonight, and we're playing back-to-back here. So, Nicky, I think he's going to be fine. He's just getting those opportunities. He's got to bury him, or, he's just missing on him a little bit right now. That's what I see with
What
him.
do you want to see from Cowan coming back into the line?
Yeah, just kind of what he did the first couple games. He had a lot of energy, I really like that young energy in there. He's got to be managing the puck, and obviously he's playing with 2 big guys out there that are going to be around the net, and they're going to be heavy, and he's just got to make sure he does a good job with the puck and plays with energy.
Do you think
Be responsible defensively.
Do you think that will help him in this role compared to when you kind of had to jump into the really difficult?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think it was difficult for him. I think he really liked the challenge of it. That's the type of kid he is. So I don't know if, his game really is going to change that much, whether he's playing with Austin Matthews or with Nick Watt tonight.
Do you see any similarities between Shane Doan and Josh Doan?
Well, they're both power forwards, right? Physical players. They score greasy goals and take the body, and pretty straightforward players, both of them.
What have you seen from Carlo this season, and is there anything you're looking for from him moving forward here with a little more responsibility?
I think he's been fine, to be honest with you. I think he's got some bad bounces and things that have not gone right for him out there. Puck goes in the net, but I think he's done what we asked him to do. I mean, he's defends well and be hard around the net and kill penalties and do all that stuff, block shots. And I think with, freeing up Morgan Riley, he stays home for him, and, Morgan's off to a good start.